welcome to Move with Melinda. I am so excited today. Our episode is all about fitness in the workplace. I have a special guest with me, and she is going to talk about fitness in the workplace because she has so much experience doing this job. Please welcome Connie. Hi, Connie. Welcome to Move with Melinda. Thank you so much for being here today. I can't wait to talk about this. Fitness in the workplace is the best thing anyone can do.
Yeah.
So please, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been doing this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Melinda. I'm really excited about being here today and sharing the passion that I give in the workplace. So my name is Connie DeLeo. I am a certified wellness coach, and I manage corporate wellness fitness and primarily in various sites in the corporate world. And as a licensed Canadian fitness professional, as a pro trainer, I provide and lead courses and exams to those who are interested in career pathways as a certified personal trainer, fitness instructor, and also nutrition weight loss programs.
Wow, you do a lot. I'm so glad you're here to educate the viewer today how important fitness is in our life, especially during the day when we're sitting for long periods of time.
Yeah.
But first, how long have you been doing this kind of work?
Okay. I've been in the industry for well over 20 years, and
Nice.
in my success as a wellness and fitness enthusiast, I primarily love to inspire those that wish to adopt wellness and fitness in their lives through exercise, nutrition, and practicing mindfulness.
That's great. So tell us, Connie, why exercise during our workday?
It's no surprise that we lead a very stress and hectic lifestyle, and so work-life balance is real key to incorporate some type of activity in our day-to-day to help us manage, to help us look after ourselves, and to help increase our awareness for self-care. So wellness in the workplace is an advantage to all those who are finding themselves struggling with their time and being able to have access to activities at work and release their stresses is a great opportunity for all.
It's a great opportunity to actually move during your workday or exercise during your workday. You know, we're so programmed to work when we're there and not even be able to take a little bit of a break for ourselves just to escape the routine of the workday. Do you think there is a better time for us to exercise? Example, should we do it in the morning, before our workday, during our workday, or maybe in the evening before we go to bed? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so that's a really interesting question. There are many experts and anecdotal stating that there are more advantageous times of the day. On a professional level, we always look at the individual. So most importantly, we want to look at what's realistic for the individual. Are they able to have time to incorporate fitness in the morning, noon hour at work, or after work? For example, those who have to pick up their children from school or drop them off in the morning, ideally the time frames for working out in the morning or after work is not the best. So perhaps considering a noon hour activity, a half an hour from their lunch, perhaps even a 30-minute workout HIIT training is a consideration for that type of individual. Or those who are morning, if you're a morning person and know yourself that if you don't get that exercise or that workout activity in the morning and get it out of the way, you won't be able to have time throughout the day because of your commitments for work or life at home. And so it really is very much specific and individual. So that's really key.
Yeah, I totally agree. But the key is to get that fitness exercise in during a day. So if we're sitting for long periods of time during our work day, it is beneficial. And why is it beneficial to get our body moving after sitting 8 to 10 hours a day? And the stats have it that even people that are active sit for 8 to 10 hours a day on an average. That is extraordinary to me. I can't believe it because I'm so active. And then I was doing my own calculation. I'm like, you know what? I better get move a little bit more. So what are your thoughts on that for that person that sits for that long of a time at the office or at their work job?
Yeah. No doubt, with any repetitive or long enduring time frames with our posture, it does create some type of chronic or perhaps symptoms of feeling tension, immobility, or maybe some type of chronic signs that will develop from perhaps an increased feeling of headaches or immobility at certain times of the day. So sitting affects our posture, no doubt, and it affects our circulation and even our frame of mind. So we need to have some type of movement and encourage movement throughout the day, and then take that time or that pocket of time in the lunch hour or the work before work or after work to really commit to your 20 minutes, even half an hour.
Right.
It does make a difference in terms of releasing the stresses, the tension, the symptoms of any areas of the body that might feel the most compromised. And our posture in seated position, especially in front of a computer screen, has its own issues where we tend to rotate our shoulders more. We tend to tilt our heads forward and pressing more stresses on our neck area. It limits our oxygen and blood flow to the brain. It
affects everything in our body, so we really need to move. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about some workplace assignments that you are doing or what you have done in the past.
So as a workplace health specialist, I present many lunch and learns and present lunch and learns and workshops based on mindfulness. I present specific topics on self-care, so those who have issues with respect to what is the best in terms of feeling better, and how to give them tools and ideas to then incorporate those items to help develop those areas that are most important, and certainly it's always individual. So it could be someone has more issues with sleep, so how to get the best time frame in their sleep, going to bed early, or perhaps nutrition. Nutrition is another element to our day-to-day if we're skipping our breakfast. So we work on developing different education and programs to help develop individuals' goals. So on that level, then we also promote health campaigns for employees, and it helps incentivize company morale. It helps build more confidence on a subconscious level, because we're very focused on our work, that then when we have some moments to just take a time to be in mindfulness and relieve some stress, we give them opportunities to develop some tools to incorporate these throughout the day. And finally, I also manage the gym facility. So we have membership enrollments, we do fitness assessments, we also provide classes throughout the day, and we support one-on-one training to help develop individuals' goals with respect to what their requests are. Yeah.
And this is all within a workplace. I think that is a great service that employees receive. So why do you think companies provide this kind of service for their employees?
For companies, it's a win-win. So we consider a company a leading edge for those who take into programs that are work-life balance, and it helps with the bottom line. So the cost for absenteeisms, the cost for benefits for sick leave. On that note, it really does have an impact for the bottom line. And the morale in the environment is certainly a positive, where the company benefits feeling that the employees is a happy employee, and a happy employee also produces more
work. And
and
happy employee wants to come to work every day.
Yes.
And okay, that's really great information. One thing I want to touch on before we leave today, there is an assessment that you do for employees and for your clients personally, and it's the upper and lower cross syndrome assessment.
Right.
Do you want to touch on that? Because that's very important when you see somebody in the workplace or wherever, how to assess them to give them a good program and things like that. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Right. So fitness professionals, when working with an individual and has an idea of what are the goals from the person themselves, we also look at the posture. We start with the posture first. So the upper lower cross syndrome is part of a fitness assessment that is used by fitness professionals, and it indicates a passive assessment where we look at the person's posture, and we start with the plumb line. So the plumb line is one where we look at the anatomical position when we're standing with our feet hip distance apart, hands to the side. Our mind is in line with the spine. And then at this point, we look at whether the person's head is tilted, whether there is a shoulder misalignment or hip misalignment or a knee buckling. And then we look at also with specific to upper cross syndrome, it's primarily a highlight of the curved back.
Right.
So there's a bit of a kyphosis, if you will, and that kyphosis is an indication of a person having more of an internally rotated shoulder, where there is indication of tightness in their pecs and weakness in their mid-back. And of course, with the head tilt, it gives us an indication that the person has tightness in the shoulder girdle, and very much weakness that needs to be developed in the upper trap.
Great. You know, the assessment's very important.
Yes.
So we've covered a lot of information. Please don't go away, because what we want to do is do a little bit of a seated routine to show the viewers what they can do at their desk or even at home at any time. Thank you for being here, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Move with Melinda. Connie has stuck around with me. Yay, we're going to do a seated little routine for you today. You can do it at the workplace, even at home on your couch. But very important, let's get the blood circulating, work the muscles out just a bit, and prevent injury. I'm going to start with our feet. Me and Connie went over a little routine we could do together, and she gave me some great ideas. And the number one idea that I loved was working out our toes. Very important piece of our foot that I've grown to learn, because I'll be honest, I never stretched my toes enough. thank you, Connie, so much for this. Maybe people that do yoga and Pilates are more in tune with that. And I don't do enough of that either, but that's another story. So just to let you know, I'm going to keep on my socks. Connie has graciously taken off her socks, and you can see her foot movement a little bit more. So again, if you're at the office, just try to sit near the edge of your chair. Nice straight spine, shoulders back, feet a little bit apart, and you're just going to crunch in those toes, and you can do 2 feet at one time, and then release, flat. Again, crunching in the toes, we're working the muscle and the joints of the toes, and release. They do play a very important part of our foot. They help us stand tall and give us balance. Don't underestimate those toes. We'll do a few more of these, crunching in, yeah, get some strength happening. Beautiful, and release. Crunching in and release. Feel the strength already. Now I'm going to incorporate a move here. As we're crunching, then we will release and lift up the toes. Okay, toe extension here. Release. Crunch, release, and lift up.
Oh, that feels good.
Right? I'm lengthening my calf as I do this, and release, building the strength in my toes and my joints as I crunch. Now, if anyone experiences any kind of heel pain, this is a great move to use. This move here with the toes going up actually lengthens our calves. A lot of times for women especially, we're in high heels a lot, so we're not lengthening the calf enough. We're actually squishing it and just using our muscle in the opposite way. So this is a great move for that. Great stuff. We'll do one more. And squeezing, release, flat, and then lift. We have one more for you with the toes. Now Connie's really good at this one. What I want to do is actually separate the toes. So I want to lift one of my feet up off the floor and press down with my big toe, and then slowly get all the toes down on the floor, separating them. Let them work independently of each other. Well, I'm going to try 2 feet at one time. So again, it's not an easy move. It's quite challenging to spread out those toes on the floor. This is also going to help you with, if you have any calluses, any bunions, separate, fan them out. And then you can even put down your heel and rest and relax. And again, this is everything that you can do right in the comfort of your own office, right under your desk. Just take off your shoe and release. Good stuff. We'll do another one. Again, if you want to do one at a time, you can. And then just down. I like this because it's challenging. When I find something challenging, I'm on it. So again, spread out those toes, feel them flat on the ground, and release. Excellent. Now we're going to move on to our ankle. Very important part. So we're going to lift our right leg, and we're going to start with small circles and do some ankle rotations. Get some mobility into that ankle. And then when you can, we can graduate and do even bigger circles. All right, the ankle plays an important part in our body. It's like a chain reaction. You have a weak ankle, then you're going to probably get some knee pain, and then that can drive right up into your lower back, even into your neck and head, right? All right, good stuff. Keep it going. And if you want, you can even rotate it the other way, counterclockwise. This feels so good. Take time out for you during that work day and get some blood circulating below, because we're sitting there for long periods of time, or even people that are standing for long periods of time. Sit down and do this. All right, great stuff. Release that one. Take a breather. Breathing is very important in all of these stretches. Let's lift up the other side. Again, we can just start counterclockwise and take small circles. And I noticed that my left ankle is weaker. Wow. Yes, because I'm having a harder time doing good rotations with it. So I've just added extra reps on one side to catch up to the other side that's stronger. And I'm going to go into bigger circles. Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Some of my ankles cracking. That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. I love this. Mm-hmm. When we get up into the knees, that's when I feel a little bit of cracking noises. A few more, and keep it breathing. And remember, posture is important, so engage that core as you're sitting in the chair and a nice straight spine. Beautiful. Ah, that feels nice. I'm feeling less stress already. Okay, now we're gonna just graduate up, right up into the leg area. What I wanna do, we can start off with putting out our leg and flexing the muscle, lifting the heel off a little bit. We can start with that. And that's just igniting our muscles in our legs and releasing. And remember, keep it breathing, pump the blood throughout the leg and release. But what I really want to do to take it to progress it, I would love if you're able to lift that leg right up, point the toes up. This is going to fire up the hamstring and activate that quad muscle and release and breathe. That's burning a little bit of calories, I think, getting that heart rate up today. And again, by pointing that toe, you're really stretching the hamstring muscle. It's actually made up of 3 muscles at the back of our legs. Okay. And that's going to keep our pelvis area stable. And our quad muscle burns a lot of energy. And that means a lot of calories being burnt. And I always like that. Let's do a couple more there. Straight leg. Try to get that toe up. And release. Let's go right to the other side. Connie, we'll do about 6 if we can. Extending. And again, if you're brave and you're strong enough, I won't say brave, but if you're strong enough, do 2 at one time. But key is staying straight up and down, bracing in the core, activating the whole body. This, I'm feeling this right behind the knee. Yeah, me too. And release and breathe. Remember, we're trying to perfect our posture because when we're sitting at our inner seats, we usually are very slumped over half the time. And hopefully, by doing some of these exercises today, we'll be more conscious of how we're sitting in our chair throughout the workday. Excellent. Okay, release that. Take some deep breaths. Now we're going to move on to the inner part of the leg, inner part of the leg, the abductor and adductor. We're going to do some figure 8s, and Connie has brought this one definitely to my attention. I love it. And we're going to hit on the hips too. So I'm just going to make sure I'm at the edge of my seat. So what I want to do, again, bracing the core, shoulders back, lifting up the leg a little bit. And you want to grab the abductors and the adductors, okay? And do little figure 8s. Bracing in. It's not such an easy move because a lot of times when we're seated for long periods of times, our hips get very tight. Okay, so the adductors and abductors are going to help strengthen those hip joints and the tissues around the hips because we have to walk, run, jump, whatever we do, and the hips take a lot of pounding on them.
Yeah,
okay.
It's so easy to do under the desk.
It's so easy to do under the desk. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling this in a little bit in my quad.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
All right, great stuff. Relax. Let's do the other side. Lifting up, and again, just figure 8s. So going out and in a little figure 8. Again, my left side is weaker than my right side. I think that's pretty common in our body parts. We have one side that is weaker and one side is stronger, but we really want to try to balance it out because whatever our weaker muscles are, the stronger side is going to overcompensate, and you don't want to be injuring ourselves doing anything today. So, but all we can do is try to get stronger and keep fitter, so then when injuries do occur, maybe it won't be as bad. Oh, breathe. Whew, my heart's pumping on that one, Connie. All right, great stuff. All right, so we're going to do more of the chest and exercise. So we're going to put our elbows like this, simple like this, locked into the rib cage, breathing in and out and stretching back and feeling that back and opening up the chest. We'll do a few of these and release. Breathing in and pushing back, proud chest, and release. When Connie told me on this move, when I met her for my personal training course that she taught me on, I said, I love this move, Connie. Everyone should be doing it. And release. One more because we have to move on.
Yeah.
All right, and opening up.
They're stretching upper cross syndrome in the chest.
Upper cross syndrome, there it is. And release. Great. We're going to move on to our shoulders. Okay, we'll do some elbows back and circles, some dynamic stretching. All right, so again, we're opening up the chest and we're pushing the elbows back. Great stuff. A few more. So remember, you can do as many as you like, as how much time you have been given during your break time, but try to get a few in. All right, so we're going to move right from here into our arms. So we're going to go straight, and we're again dynamic stretching. This is a little bit of a cardio burn, working biceps, triceps, shoulders. I love it. Right? Because what are we doing? We're sitting down on our desk, slumped shoulders, even a chicken neck. So be careful of all the wrong posture alignments that we're doing when we're sitting. Check in with your body. All right. So we're going to do one more stretch and a hug. We're going to do a hug. All right, so let's wrap our hands around our shoulders and squeeze in and give yourself a few seconds to say, this was for me. Change your mindset to a positive set and let the stress melt away. Thank you for joining us with Move with Melinda. Connie, thank you so much for being here with me. It's an amazing show.